If you stick with me throughout the rest of this video, I'm going to explain to you the one character trait that if you religiously avoid, you will attract success like no other individual. And the way that I figured this out actually was through a story. So let me tell you this story. I had a client of mine. So for those of you that don't know, I run an accountability coaching service, mainly for entrepreneurs, where we essentially help entrepreneurs multiply their work output. And when I was starting out in the business, I actually had a client that I onboarded. And this individual wasn't really a business owner. He somewhat had ambitions in that realm. But I remember I spoke to him. He was one of the first people I actually onboarded him on as a case study. Took a deposit from him just to keep him accountable. And what ended up happening was he actually ran so we did a 7-day challenge. So he ran the 7-day challenge first with me, didn't go that well. Turns out I'm not the best coach. Then he ran it with my business partner. And then we told him, we're like, hey, look, it was actually a really good run. Like he told us 2x his productivity. He was, on he was on a very good momentum, or he was on a very good trajectory. So we asked him, we're like, hey, you want to put this deposit towards a payment? And he said no. And the reason why he didn't want to move forward with us was, according to him, he had the self-accountability now to, do everything on his own. So fast forward, a few things happened in his life. Anyways, he ends up calling us back. So he calls us back and he tells us, he's like, hey, listen, guys, I messed up big time. He had some complication, he got fired from a position that he had. And he said, I want to get back on. And I asked him, okay, that's fine. We have open arms. We were still doing case studies at that point. So we're like, we'll do it for free. Sure. Let's just get you on. Our goal first, of course, is to make the impact. At that time, we wanted to find solutions, build them. So I asked the guy, I'm like, when do you want to start? So he says, oh, I have this San Diego trip coming up. I'm going to go there first. I'm going to spend some good time there. And then I'm going to come back. And then I'm going to start this challenge. And at that point, I kid you not, because I'd gotten frank with this gentleman here. I got him on the phone and I told him, do you really believe you deserve this? So the character trait that he lacked, and that I pray that he develops, is self-punishment. You need to understand how to be hard on yourself. Because in entrepreneurship, which is a very lonely journey, you don't always have somebody to whoop you on the damn ass when you up. And sometimes you need to be the person who whoops yourself on the ass. Because incompetence breeds incompetence. And if you don't have anybody keeping you accountable, maybe you don't have a business partner, maybe you don't have big goals, maybe you don't have a family or other things in your life. And even if you have those things, sometimes you're not whooping yourself hard enough. If you lack the character trait of shame, of self-punishment, you will likely repel success like no other individual that exists in the entire world. For those of you that kind of reflect back on your life, I want all of you guys to do this. I want you to reflect back on your life and think of the last time you messed up. What was the last mistake you had? Now, there's a few scenarios that can play out. Firstly, you don't remember the mistake. This is a symptom that you lack self-punishment, because people don't remember their mistakes based on just them making the mistakes. They remember their mistakes when they're punished for them. This is just basic human nature. That punishment can be mental, it can be physical, you can whoop yourself, it can be psychological, it can be metaphysical, I don't care. There needs to be punishment. So that's the first question you need to ask. When was the last time I made a mistake? Secondly, if you are one of those few people that recollect when the last time was that you actually made a mistake, ask yourself this next question. What did I do to punish myself so that it doesn't happen again? And the answer to that question shouldn't be, I shamed myself. The answer to that question should be, I understood that if I keep going on the trajectory that I'm going, I might likely not win the favor of God or the universe or whatever you believe in, and I might not win. I might never achieve my goals. And a lot of people think that even with their bits of incompetence, it's just one day off, or, it's just this week off, or it's just the San Diego trip, or it's just this or that. A lot of people think that despite them having those days off, or those naps in the middle of the day, or those times where they don't wake up early in the morning, they think that, oh, no, this is little things. I'm still going to be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that is not only how mathematics doesn't work, that is also how the universe doesn't operate. If you operate like that, you don't want it bad enough. That is a symptom of you not wanting it bad enough. And if you don't want it bad enough, like either you don't understand it or you don't want it bad enough. If you don't understand it, then this is your video. I am helping you understand it. But otherwise, you just don't want it bad enough. In which case, just click off the damn video. Because you can change what you do, but at its core, you really can't change what you want. And if you don't truly want what you're going after, you don't know why you want it, then it's only a month or 2 or 3 before you fail. And you've probably done this before. You've probably failed before. Maybe it was, no, I didn't fail. I just switched businesses, or, I didn't have this skill, or I didn't have this individual. I didn't have this technical, specificity, or I didn't have this really, 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 really intricate thing that if I had, I would have been successful. Sure. You can be good at making excuses, or you can be good at making money. You can't be good at both. And deep down, you and only you will know if your excuse is true. And for most of you, it's not. So, developing the skill of self-punishment, or the character trait of self-punishment, comes at its core from recognition. Recognizing the implications of failure. An easy example that I can give to you to understand this is the penny doubling. If you take a penny that doubles upon itself every single day, after 30 days, it becomes $5.3 million or some crazy number. But if you skip a day, just one day, you're left with $160. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of consistency. The individuals that develop the character trait of self-punishment, by recognizing the implications of their inconsistency, are the ones that attract success. Everybody else is part of the 99%.